All systems go. Clear for liftoff.
What is going on, SHIPIT Nation YouTube station? Thursday, 11 games on the slate here tonight for FanDuel and DraftKings. We got a fun one. We got a rematch of Tuesday when I was right here talking about the mega chalk Nashville Preds at home against the Sharks. Well, guess what? Same exact matchup here tonight, but only out in San Jose. Should be interesting to talk and break that one down as the late night hammer, but we did see a massive 12-goal affair in that one just 2 nights ago on the 21st. So it should be interesting to see there. But overall, pretty fun slate here tonight. Close calls last night across the Discord, across many members. I had myself a pretty good night out there. Hopefully all y'all did as well. Slate plan is already live for SHIPIT Nation subscribers. If you're out there, check it out. It's already up on the website there. And in the Discord, been answering questions, talking strategy throughout the Discord. If you're not a member yet, head over to ShipItNation.com. Use that code SHIP50. Get you $50 off your first month, all access with Shiptimizer for all sports, not just NHL. We got some big NHL slates coming up here in the new future with the NBA All-Star break and things going on. So looking forward to cashing on those. But let's jump in. Let's talk tonight's slate here. I'm going to throw the stone up on the screen. If you guys are new here, Stone, best tool in all of DFS. We have it for all sports. Absolutely love it here for hockey. Combine this with the matchup sheet that I have created and along with my slate plan, and you should be able to put yourself in a pretty good position to have some success throughout the season. Again, NHL, very, very high variance out there. So if you guys are new to NHL DFS, variance is very high, even higher than probably MLB. One of the highest variance sports in all of DFS is NHL, but still a fun game. We love to play here. Jumping in this first game, Ottawa and the Bruins here. Not much interest for me in this one. 5.5 total here. Bruins on a back-to-back. Bruins got absolutely demolished last night by Jersey. I was all over Jersey. Now they're on a back-to-back with travel here. I don't mind some plays here. Pasternak's playing really good right now. He's a fine spend if you're looking for like a one-off. Zacha at 4K at home. He's got a very, very nice price point. That's still fair where you can get away cheap there with even going Boston like line one with Zacha, Geeky, and Pasta is not super expensive. Doesn't break the bank. It is against the Senators. However, I do have quite a bit of interest in tournaments in Levi Merlanen here. He's been one of the best goalies in expected saves or expected saves above expected, mixing all the terminology up here, but he's been one of the best goalies in the league in goaltending statistics. And 7,500, I like it. Bruins on a back-to-back as well, which I do like to typically target there. So he's probably my favorite play in this game at 7,500. Not getting to really anyone else. Claude Giroux is fine. I think he's still up on that top power play. Shane Pinto, fine. But outside of that, pretty much a full fade for me. Boston line one, I think, is okay in tournaments, but my favorite play is definitely Ottawa's goalie here for sure. Next game on the slate here, Detroit and the Canadiens here. I actually like this spot a decent amount for Detroit. I like Larkin. I like Raymond. I like DeBrincat. Tarasenko is fine as well. And then Big Mo Sider. Those are kind of the 5 guys that I'm focused on from Detroit. Mainly the power play guys for the most part, looking at the penalty kill here. Montreal, sub 80% penalty kill on the road this season, and they give up the most power play opportunities per game on the road this season. So it is a pretty solid power play spot here for the Red Wings. I would stick to the main power play guys, the Senkos, the Brinkets, Lucas Raymond, Larkin, Mo Sider. Typically don't like the 4-man stack on a big slate, but only time I would 4-man stack is going in on a power play, so I don't hate it there. On the Montreal side, Slafkovsky, Caulfield, Suzuki, always in play any slate. My favorite play is actually probably going to be Patrick Laine on that second line. You can pair him up with Kirby Dach and Alex Newhook or just play Liney as a one-off, gets you power play correlation there. Going like a Liney Hudson mini stack, a little Patrick Liney, Lane Hudson mini stack against Cam Talbot and the Red Wings. Can't fault anybody for going there. I do expect goals in this game. This is one of the better game environments on the slate, in my opinion, here. So have moderate interest in both sides. Definitely more interest in the Detroit side, as so does the field, looking at this projected ownership. But again, ownership spreads out, especially on 11 games. Shouldn't need to worry about that too much. Maybe outside of the Nashville stuff later on in the slate. Now, next game on the slate here, Rangers and the Flyers. And this one's tough because Igor has been one of the best goalies in terms of statistics. Looking at the numbers, he is at home. He's the only reason that he will keep his squad in this game here. Rangers have been pretty brutal defensively in general. Flyers offense has actually been pretty damn good. So this is a torn spot. I want to have interest in the Flyers here. Morgan Frost, Konechny, Tippett, Michkov, Travis Sanheim, Ristolainen. Those guys, I have to have moderate interest in. I just like them quite a bit. They flopped for me on Tuesday, but I could go right back to the well here. But it is also a spot where I think you can get away with playing in Igor. Igor's kind of coming back into form. He struggled a little bit there, but as of late, his metrics are looking pretty solid there. Vincent Trocheck, Panarin, and Lafreniere would be the guys I'd go to on the offensive side for the Rangers here, picking on Samuel Ersson. But overall, Flyers is probably my main interest in this game. I just like the Flyers offense here. I just still have doubts about this Rangers defense. It's just hard to go against Shesterkin here. So for me, long way of saying this game is not super appealing for me. It is a 5.5 total here. The Flyers have been the best defensive team in terms of expected goals against over the last 10 road games. So Rangers, probably a full fade on offense. Again, kind of brings me back to the Flyers or pass in that one. Next game on the slate, do have interest here, though. Carolina has kind of destroyed Columbus in their past. Sebastian Aho has absolutely destroyed this team. So in hindsight, I really like Aho. I really like Svech. Jackson Blake is a really, really nice value skating up on that top line. Very talented rookie there. 3,100, really nice price point as well. So I like the top line quite a bit for Carolina. They're going to have some ownership, but it's not really nothing to worry about too much. Columbus is on a back-to-back as well. Tarasov has not been good. He's been horrible. So Carolina, smash plays at this ownership is a little frightening. At similar ownership, I'd rather play a Nashville team who's going to be less owned than they were on Tuesday just because they're on the road here. But definitely have interest in Carolina. Jarvis is fine as well. Top power play guys for the most part are kind of who I'm looking at. Jackets, 73% penalty kill on the road this season, give up a decent amount of opportunities as well. Carolina's got a pretty solid home power play as well. So it'd be Aho, Svech, Natchez, Jarvis, and Sean Walker. I actually believe it's not going to be Sean Walker on that top power play. I believe it is Shane Gospacier who's going to be back there. So that is one interesting note. But I like all three wings. I like the center, and then whoever centers or runs point on that top power play from the defense side for Carolina, I have some interest in. On the Jackets, Fantilli coming off a hat trick. Probably not going to chase that. Marchenko, I think, is an elite one-off. He has this incredible history against Carolina, does really good. He's very good. He's having a hell of a season. You can always play Marchenko and Vornikov, I think, anytime they're on the slate. Those two in general, especially with Fantilli. Just that Columbus top line has been one of the best lines in hockey all season long. Fantilli being in there instead of Sean Monahan does make it a little bit more affordable there. You could go back to Luca Del Bell here at basically stone minimum on that second line. Pair him up with Kent Johnson and James Van Riemsdyk. Get out cheap there. Carolina has actually been pretty leaky in terms of allowing goals, but they do have a really good offense. Probably not a spot that I want to target Carolina on an 11-game slate at home that can dictate the matchups, but Jackets are playing pretty good hockey right now, so I wouldn't hate it. Next game on the slate, Vegas and the Blues. I have moderate interest here on the Vegas side. Jack Eichel, Hurdle, Mark Stone, Dorfiev, Victor Olofsson are kind of the main guys I'm looking at. Barbashev is fine as well, skating next to Eichel at 4,100. And then Shea Theodore is really good play from a D-man standpoint at 5,900. Kind of A couple $1,000s cheaper than kind of those top tier guys, but a little bit more expensive than some of the guys you're looking to basically just get the block bonus to help you get some points from your position. So I don't mind Theodore kind of sandwiched in between that upper tier and that lower tier, kind of right in that middle ground. I don't hate him. On the Blues side, full fade for me, not get to anyone on the Blues. Fade in this spot if Hofer's in net. Have a little bit more moderate interest in Vegas. If Binnington's in there, he's still fine. Vegas is still fine, I think. I like the spot for Vegas. Think Vegas kind of handles them pretty good here. Next game on the slate, Wild and Utah. Utah's been playing pretty good right now, but I'm jumping off the wagon here. You can still play Logan Cooley if you want. Nick Schmaltz, those two are playing really good. Schmaltz is still fair priced at $4,900. He's probably my favorite play. Nick Schmaltz and Kesslering would be a nice mini stack there, or going like a Schmaltz, Josh Doan, and a Kesslering. Those three guys I would definitely have some interest in. On the Wild side, I like the Wild quite a bit here tonight. They get Kaprizov back. They're looking to return after those injuries. They've fared pretty well even with the injuries. They're sitting at 28-19, but now they're getting healthier offensively. The gang's back together. I like Marco Rossi. I like Kaprizov and Matt Zuccarello. I like this top line quite a bit for the Wild here. Kaprizov coming back, should have no issues there. They waited long enough. I think his legs should be underneath him. He should expect to see his 20 to 23 minutes of ice time out there. And if you give me that against Veggie and Utah here, I think he can do some damage. So I like Wild here. I don't expect much ownership to go to them at all. And I like the spot. So give me Spurgeon, Zuccarello, Boldy, Kaprizov, Rossi, and Eric Snack. Kind of those top power play guys I'm looking at. For sure, I definitely have some interest there. Next team on the slate, Flames and the Sabres. Flames are going to get some ownership here. I don't love it, to be honest with you guys. I think this game is kind of weak in general, but could definitely shoot out. It's 5.5 total, but both these teams are pretty bad defensively. So you could see this one go bonkers. I prefer the Sabre side if picking a side. Kulchich, Tage Thompson, Peterka. Tage Thompson's elite one-off here at 7,600. Nobody's going to play him. He's secretly been smashing as of late. The only issue is Dustin Wolf is a very, very, very good goalie. So I don't love picking on him. So with Wolf in that, outside of Tage Thompson, probably not a lot of interest for me personally in the Sabre side. I probably have a little bit more interest in these Flames. Kadri, Huberdeau, Pospisil, I think are fine. Even Backlund, Coleman, and Coronado, both of those top two lines there for Calgary are top 20 in the NHL over the last 3 games in unblocked shot attempts for on net. So could definitely go back to them against the Sabres, who are horrendous. So I don't hate some of the Flames. Tage Thompson, I still think, is a solid option in terms of a one-off. But yeah, I don't mind it. Buffalo coming off a big win against Vancouver in Vancouver. So it could be a letdown spot here with another road game heading into to face Dustin Wolf and the Flames here. But yeah, next game on the slate here, Vancouver and Edmonton. Think it's an okay spot here for Edmonton. Still not a game I'm looking to get to. Another 5.5 total in here, which you don't see very often when Edmonton's in the game. So overall, for me, at these price points and things, I'm probably going to fade this game. It would just be some value guys, maybe like a Connor Garland. I think he's fine. Victor Arvidsson at 4,300 with Pod. You can get away cheap there, State next to Leon. Outside of that, fade in this game. No McDavid on the Edmonton side makes it a little bit worse. Leon has been a big addition or a big step with McDavid off the ice there, but still a game I'm not interested in personally. So takes us to the next game here, though. I do have a lot of interest in here. I like the Pens a ton here tonight on the road against Anaheim. The only issue is if Gibson or Dosto both have been very good goalies. I still think the Pens can get them. I like Sid. I like Rust. I like Bunting. Those 3 guys I think are interesting. Beauvillier as a nice cheap value guy up on that top line next to Sid, I think is good. Malkin is good. Raquel, I think Ricard Raquel is going to be back tonight as well. which definitely gives a boost to this offense. So I like the Pens here. I'm going to continue to pick on the metrics here, continue to pick on the Ducks. It's just a lot to ask for your goalie to kind of stand on his head and save everything. Don't sleep on some of these Ducks, though. Looking at the Pens on the road, 28th in the league in expected goals against, and 26th in the league in high danger chances allowed, 26th in the league in shots on net. So it is a pretty good spot for Strome, Vetrano, and Troy Terry. Blomqvist going to be in net. He's horrible. Jari is terrible as well. Pens have been horrible defensively and goaltending wise. So I do think at virtually unowned and no ownership, Anaheim line one is definitely interesting for me. And then you got a nice pairing with Jackson LeCombie here for from the defensive standpoint. So Vetrano, Terry, Strome, LeCombie here are great options for the Ducks. On the Penn side, Sid, Malkin, Rust, Raquel, Carlson, Letang, Grizzlick. Those are kind of guys I'm looking at there. But it is a good game to get target. One of the only 6.5 totals or 6 totals on this slate. And I do think it's a good one for sure. Next game on the slate, Kraken and the Caps. Not much interest for me in this one. Both these teams are pretty brutal in expected goals category. So you could see some goals in this one. Probably prefer it coming from the Washington side here. I just expect them to be a little bit better. Pierre-Luc Dubois, Tom Wilson, and Protas would be the guys I'd look to first. And then it would be the Strome, the Ovechkins of the world, the Connor McMichaels of the world. Prefer Washington line 2 here personally more than line 1, but both are good options against Decord. The only issue is Decord as a spend on goalie on this slate. I think he has a lot of upside if he can limit them to 1 or less goals personally. If he can get that shutout or give up 1 maybe and the win, I think he can get there. The only issue is Caps just don't take a ton of shots. They're averaging about 24 shots a net, which just doesn't give you a ton of upside from a goalie standpoint. Even if you do let in 1 or 2 or 3 goals, probably not going to be the winning goalie to take down tournaments for you on an 11-game slate, but still solid spot. On the Kraken side, not going to play the Kraken. It's just so tough to see where their scoring is going to come from. One-offs, I think, are fine. Adam Larson, I think, is a really good option, 3,200. He's been playing really good, so I don't mind him. But, yeah, outside of that, not super interested there. However, last game on the slate, do have a lot of interest in both of these squads here. Macklin, Celebrini, I like going right back to the well with Celebrini, Eklund, and Alex Wenberg. That line has been crushing. Saros, Annunen, whoever goes for the Preds is not good. I like this game to shoot out again. We just saw it again, 12 goals on Tuesday night. Now I'll come back into San Jose. All the ownership's going to go on the Preds side for the most part. Nobody's going to play the Sharks again. I like Celebrini. I like Eklund. I like Wenberg. I like Jake Wallman. Those are kind of my 4 favorites. And then you could definitely play Mikael Granlund in the revenge factor, who lit him up on Tuesday, going right back to him. Pair him up with Zetterlund, Will Smith. You got cheap pairings across the board for the Sharks. Definitely have some interest in the Sharks as the late night hammer to get off the chalk from the Preds side. But same story with the Preds. Stamkos, Forsberg, Marchessault, elite options. The Sharks, not much more to say. The only thing I will say is Yaroslav Azarkov could literally tilt the slate and break the slate. He's a very good goalie. I do have interest in him on tournaments where you're fading the Nashville chalk. I will probably play him on one of my 2 teams for sure. I just think he's a really good goalie. He's going to see volume. The Preds are the 5th best team in the league on the road in terms of shots on net, so he has the upside there. Preds are averaging over 30 shots on goal. If he saves 35 shots, he's going to break the slate. I'm going to tell you that right now, even if he allows 2 or 3 goals. So I like him quite a bit. I like some of the Sharks offense, so naturally that improves my interest in the goalies. On the Preds side, Stamkos, Forsberg, Marchessault is going to be kind of the chalk. I don't mind flipping the script and going Ryan O'Reilly with Nyquist. Nyquist has been really, really good. He's 3,300, good price point there. Ryan O'Reilly, you still get exposure to Stamkos, Forsberg, Marchessault because he is in that top power play. So going like a Ryan O'Reilly, Gustav Nyquist, Roman Josi stack, I think is interesting, or even a Brady Shea Gets you a little bit unique. Going to that second line with Nyquist, Shea, and O'Reilly. Don't hate that little three-man or adding in Yossi over Brady Shea. I think are interesting, but really good game to focus on. Late night hammer. Don't forget about it. But that's going to do it, though, for this quick hit. Again, slate plan is live. Notes, core plays, everything's going to be up there on the website. Good luck tonight in those contests. Hope to see those SHIPIT Nation logos at the top for myself, Nades. We'll catch you guys next time. Peace.